working to connect a region of over 600 million bridges between our lands.
Hello and welcome to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Maricar Velasco delivering to you the latest news in and around the ASEAN region. On today's headlines, the trial of an Indonesian woman accused of assassinating the North Korean leader's half-brother was put on hold Tuesday due to a row over witness statements, the latest delay in the case. Around 100 young entrepreneurs from ASEAN and China convened at the second ASEAN-China Young Entrepreneur Forum in Siem Reap, Cambodia, to discuss the challenges of technology and innovation in business. And Philippine boxing legend Manny Pacquiao says he is stronger and faster than ever ahead of his world title defense as he throws a lavish party with thousands of guests, including President Duterte, to mark his 40th birthday. The trial of an Indonesian woman accused of assassinating the North Korean leader's half-brother was put on hold Tuesday due to a row over witness statements, the latest delay in the case. Siti Aisyah from Indonesia and Duan Phi Huong from Vietnam have been on trial for over a year, accused of murdering Kim Jong-nam by smearing nerve agent VX on his face at Kuala Lumpur airport. The brazen assassination in February last year shocked the world, but the women have denied murder, saying they believe they were taking part in a prank and were tricked by North Korean agents. The women in their 20s went on trial together in October 2017, but proceedings have moved slowly due to the large numbers of witnesses and the fact hearings are held infrequently. The defense stage of Asia's trial had originally been due to begin in November, but was delayed to January after her main lawyer fell ill. And on Tuesday, proceedings in Asia's case were temporarily halted when the High Court refused to grant her lawyers access to some witness statements and they decided to appeal. Huong's trial is due to resume in March, and the court will rule Friday whether it will go ahead or be put on hold with Asia's. The prosecution stage of the trial, during which the women appeared for hearing together, wrapped up in August. The defense parts of their trials will be held separately. Asia's lawyer Gui Soon Seng said the witness statements were essential and he would appeal the ruling, a process that could take for months. Malacanang said that President Rodrigo Duterte is still intent to abolish the road board for alleged anomalies in its appropriation of the 45 billion peso road users funds, even if the lower house under the leadership of House Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo had backtracked from the previous House leadership's position on the board's abolition.
The fund
Palace spokesperson Salvador Panelo told reporters that the President Duterte is just waiting for the copy of the signed bill to be forwarded to him. He said he will sign it as soon as it is given to him. Panelo also said that Duterte wants the 45 billion peso road users funds under the road board to be returned to the Treasury amid reports that the funds had been a source of corruption for some lawmakers. He also said they want the funds to be returned to the Treasury and let Congress appropriate again for a specific purpose. The board is in charge of the proceeds from the road users tax, also known as the Motor Vehicle Users Charge, or MVUC, which every motorist pays upon registration of a vehicle. Unlike other funds, the road users funds under the road board is not required to have itemized allocations for approval, and its disbursement is said to be upon the discretion of the board. House Minority Leader Danilo Suarez defended the road board, saying that it was not authorized to identify projects to be funded by the MVUC, allegedly because this power was solely given to the implementing agencies. Facebook has removed hundreds of pages and accounts in Myanmar with hidden links to the military, the platform said Wednesday, as the company scrambles to respond to criticism over failures to control hate speech and misinformation. The social media giant, Myanmar's most popular and influential site, has been lambasted for years for its ineffective response to malicious posts, particularly against the country's Rohingya Muslims. The problem reached new levels of urgency last year as Myanmar's military drove more than 720,000 Rohingya into Bangladesh, while dehumanizing material about the stateless group spread on the site. Facebook said Wednesday some 425 pages, 17 groups, 135 accounts, and 15 Instagram accounts had been removed, which were posing as independent news, entertainment, beauty and lifestyle pages, but in reality had links to the military or to pages previously removed. This is Facebook's third sweeping takedown of pages and accounts for what is called coordinating or inauthentic behavior in Myanmar following deletions in October and August. Hardline nationalist monks and even the army's top generals accused by UN investigators of genocide are among the users Facebook blacklisted this year. Facebook said in a newsroom post that it does not want people or organizations creating networks of accounts to mislead others about who they are or what they're doing, adding that one page had 2.5 million followers. Some of the deleted pages were called Down for Anything, Let's Laugh Casually, and We Love Myanmar. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, will start the rehabilitation of Manila Bay in the second week of January next year. Environment Secretary Roy Simatu said he is determined to start the rehabilitation of Manila Bay immediately, possibly to start in the second week of January. The official also said that the agency will use the same scheme adopted in Boracay to rehabilitate and restore the polluted Manila Bay. The official said in a post on Twitter, the next war they are going to wage is against #Manila Bay. The rehab of Manila Bay is a very tall order not only for the DENR but also the other agencies in the Mandamus. Simatu noted that the Manila Bay's current levels of coliform bacteria of 330 million mpn, or most probable number, per 100 milliliters is making the Manila Bay a magnified cesspool.
When visiting the Philippines, Manila or Quezon City is a popular destination. But oftentimes the hustle and bustle of the city can be more stressful on your vacation. So when you feel the need to reconnect to nature or relax again, there's a beautiful oasis just outside of the city called the Garden at Ciudad de Victoria. That you can see here include hydrangea, snapdragon, and stargazers. They're truly beautiful. The gardens at Ciudad de Victoria are so peaceful, tranquil, and beautiful that it's become a haven for young couples and a very popular venue for engagement photos. The next time you want an escape from the big city, the garden at Ciudad de Victoria is a wonderful place to visit.
Welcome back. Around 100 young entrepreneurs from ASEAN and China convened at the second ASEAN-China Young Entrepreneur Forum on the 17th and 18th of December in Siem Reap, Cambodia, to discuss the challenges of technology and innovation in business. In the forum themed Harnessing Technology and Innovation for Resilient SMEs Development, the participants, about a third of them were women, together with representatives of business associations and small and medium enterprises. Agencies from across Southeast Asia and China came up with key recommendations on how to overcome the challenges of technology and innovation. The forum was opened by Khan Farid, Secretary of State, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Cambodia, and ASEAN Senior Officials Meeting Leader of Cambodia, along with Pin Praka, Deputy Governor of Siem Reap, Fang Bing, Counselor of the Mission of the People's Republic of China to ASEAN, and Dr. Heng So-kung, Secretary of State of the Ministry of Industry and Handicraft of Cambodia. In his opening remarks, Khan Farid emphasized that in light of the ASEAN-China Year of Innovation and the 15th anniversary of ASEAN-China Strategic Partnership in 2018, deepening innovation cooperation was of mutual interest and benefit for China and ASEAN to cope with the growing regional and global challenges, as well as achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2030. The two-day forum served as a platform for young entrepreneurs from ASEAN and China to exchange views on the impact of policies and good practices in the adoption of new technology and innovation into their business activities, with a view to encouraging them to further contribute to the ASEAN community building and ASEAN-China economic cooperation. Topics discussed included the importance of harnessing technology and innovation for SMEs in ASEAN member states and China, key challenges hindering technology adoption and innovation, potential and challenges brought by China's rapid advances in technology and innovation on businesses and ASEAN member states, and possible joint ventures, and recommendation on how to promote greater role of innovation for SME development. Through the forum, ASEAN and China young entrepreneurs were also able to establish networking and business linkages and explore possible collaborations. The forum, organized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Cambodia and supported by the ASEAN-China Center and the Government of the People's Republic of China through the ASEAN-China Cooperation Fund. ASEAN youth representatives convened for the second ASEAN University Student Council Conference to discuss challenges and opportunities of Industry 4.0 on the 15th and 16th of December in Singapore. The two-day event brought together around 100 youth participants, including university student leaders from across ASEAN member states and advisors from the ASEAN Senior Officials Meeting on Youth. Under the theme ASEAN Youth as Thought Leaders, Developing 21st Century Skills for Youth Leaders, the conference highlighted panel discussions on optimizing the role of social media in youth employment, the rise of the gig economy, employment pattern redefined, and current education in sync with the Industry 4.0. Lively discussions throughout the conference were made possible by the participation of social media influencers such as Indonesian actor co-entrepreneur Glenn Alinsky and Sylvia Chan of Singapore's Night Owl Cinematics, as well as representatives of LinkedIn, Grab, Quipper, and techpreneurs from Invested and Zestally. ASEAN youth activists and representatives from the ASEAN University Network and Passage to ASEAN also enriched the discussions throughout the sharing of their vision and experience. Through a series of focus groups, discussions, and World Cafe sessions, the students agreed that the dynamic dynamics of the employment patterns were inevitable and would not continue to evolve. The education system was adjusted to be transformative and constantly realigned to meet the dynamic needs of employment patterns at all times. The conference reaffirmed the important role of the ASEAN youth in creating innovative solutions to overcome any challenges that may emerge from Industry 4.0. Youth volunteerism was also underlined as an effective approach to develop 21st century skills among ASEAN youth, while at the same time promote equitable access to the potential gains of Industry 4.0. Consistent with its objective, the conference delivered a set of recommendations to ensure the readiness of ASEAN students and youth for Industry 4.0. AUSCU was established in March 2017 as a platform of cooperation and collaboration among university student leaders and organizations that aims to, among others, raise ASEAN awareness. Cambodian Premier Hun Sen on Monday opened the country's largest hydropower scheme, swatting aside dire warnings about the environmental impact of the $780 million project and its effect on local communities. Backed by Chinese funding, the impoverished Southeast Asian nation has embarked on a dam building spree in recent years as it tries to boost its energy capacity and jumpstart its economy. But the 400-megawatt Lower Sesan 2 is one of several dams criticized by environmentalists for threatening crucial fish stocks along Mekong River waterways. An estimated 5,000 people, mostly from marginalized indigenous groups, have been resettled due to the project, according to activists, while a few hundred remain. Hun Sen strongly defended the controversial scheme at the official opening in the northeastern province of Stung Treng, saying affected villagers were compensated with houses and land. He also said that most people support this development project, but some villagers created a difficult situation due to incitement by some foreigners, adding that the hydropower dam would help reduce electricity costs. The United Nations has previously raised concerns about the dam, while some scientists had joined calls for it to be halted over fears for the region's food supply. The NGO International Rivers has warned it will have a costly catastrophic impact on the Mekong River's fisheries and biodiversity. Maureen Harris, Southeast Asia Program Director with the group, told media the threat is especially acute in Cambodia, where local people get up to 80% of their animal protein intake from freshwater fisheries. Built along tributaries of the Mekong, the Lower Sesan 2 is a joint venture between Cambodia's Royal Group of 39%, Chinese state-owned Hydrolankang International Energy 51%, and Vietnam-based EVN International 10%. The plant will be handed over to the Cambodian government after 40 years of operation.
Kailangan magbuo ng isang task force, di ba? Ito sa pamamagitan ng Administrative Order Number 1, di ba? Na ipinasa noong 2016. Bakit kailangan magkaroon ng isang task force ng isang opisina pa para mabantayan at maprotektahan itong mga media workers natin? Bakit?
Okay. Apo, bali attorney, matagal lang hiling natin yan, ano? May kampanya na tayong sinimulan noon against media killings eh. Kasi mga mid-2000 yan, alam na natin na dumadami. Wala pang 100 noon, since 1986. But, nung pumatak yung mid-2000, 2005, pataas, lalo na naging maginta ng massacre nangyari. Nag-hit na siya ng 100.
So when you say
sobra na.
nag-hit ng 100 is from the period 2005 till around 2010?
From 1986 actually.
From 1986.
Yes, yun ang
so
reckoning
binibilang
natin.
mo yun from 1986 down to 2005.
Yes.
Samahan niyo po kami sa isang oras na talakayan. Huwebes, mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi. Dito lang sa Patakaran.
Ako po si Undersecretary Joel Siegco. Basta't laging tandaan, sa bawat karapatan ay may patakaran.
Hi guys, I'm Marie Francisco here at the Shoe Museum in Marikina in the Philippines, reminding you to watch Digital News every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. And I am 1 for 25.
Welcome back. Philippine boxing legend Manny Pacquiao says he is stronger and faster than ever ahead of his world title defense as he throws a lavish party with thousands of guests, including President Duterte, to mark his 40th birthday.
Boxing is my passion and public service is my mission. I am 40 years old, but I feel like I am still 25 years old. You know why? Because of my wife. I feel stronger and faster, and by God's grace, I am wiser. At 40, feeling 25, I believe the best is yet to come. You have not yet seen the best of Manny Pacquiao.
The Filipino southpaw 60-7 with 2 draws and 39 knockouts in a career that began in 1995 is to stake his World Boxing Association's regular welterweight crown against Broner on January 19 in Las Vegas. Pacquiao, winner of an unprecedented 8 world titles in as many weight classes, has continued fighting after reversing a decision to retire in 2016. The rags to riches Pacquiao, who quit school and hawked food in the streets and later took up boxing in his teens to support his mother and his younger siblings, is also an elected Philippine senator. And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Monica Velasco and I'm 1 with 25.